everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Big Brain Boogaloo, where today we're going to discuss the most magnificent and interesting Overwatch patch that we have ever received since the generic increase of alt charge cost by 50% way back in, when was that? Late 2016, early 2017?
Long time ago.
Oof, very long ago.
Ages ago, yeah.
Yeah.
So, returning guest featured, good old Jazz, come to join us again. And we also have Astro's close and personal Orisa main friend, Diego, come to help illuminate us on the tragedies of his plight, now made less heinous because of the buff to Orisa. But we'll get to that quickly. So, Astro, how are you?
I'm alright. I'm back from Florida. I'm not, burning or boiling or suffering in general anymore, which is nice.
Well, that's lovely.
I'm comfortable back here in Boston where it's freezing.
Oh yes, you're very welcome in your hellish frozen landscape.
Yeah.
So how
I'm
this
back
is
in
going to
Tundra.
work is Jazz is going to read the patch notes, and then we're going to talk about them, and we will discuss all of the things that we can possibly conceive in the most brief way possible. As we know, brevity is the soul of wit, and art is the excess of the unintelligent speech. And so we will be careful in our language, and
right.
not be the ones to represent Polonius, the most horrendous buffoon.
Okay.
I don't even know what to say now.
Words you could.
Hi, derp.
Derp.
So, I guess, okay, so everyone knows about Baptiste. I'm pretty sure I don't need to, explain what he does. I'm pretty sure everyone knows the memo by now, but I do think that these patch notes, especially because there were just a bajillion changes between when we last recorded and now, so I think it's a really good idea to, just go through each hero one by one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think, yeah, sorry.
So do I just go right in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jump right in?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so the first one is Ana Nano Boost, heal reduced from 300 to 25. 250.
Yeah, 250.
Well,
yeah.
There's not much to say about that.
No, I think
good.
that's reasonable.
Nah.
Good.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, I kind of feel like...
Just the sudden
Fair.
Reinhardt just basically being completely revived from 0 health. It's like a pseudo-res, just going in there and taking names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
None of this
I
has
kinda
always
feel
been
like, this is...
powerful.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I kind of feel like this doesn't really, change all that much. It just kind of, it means it means tanks aren't just getting the full potential, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it means that to have it be the most effective, you don't always just use it on a tank, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't use it as oh fuck it, I can't be bothered healing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you could still do that. There's only 50 HP difference. But, I mean, the reason that they did that was because they want to stress the fact that, yeah, this is for squishies. We don't like tanks anymore. Let's destroy them.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Our
Fair
tanks
enough,
the
fair
next
enough.
supports.
Oof.
They
One at a time.
going down the drain next.
The mercy
God, one
treatment.
controversial topic at a time, please.
Okay.
To the back of the lane. The second hero right here is Doomfist. So basically, Doomfist here. Rising Uppercut and Seismic Slam have both been reduced from 7 seconds to 6 seconds.
Yeah, so I've been playing him a ton since the patch came out, and
In secret?
yeah, pretty much. I've been playing him basically almost all day, and he doesn't feel great, but he definitely feels better. It's definitely an improvement. I'd say there's definitely still some consistency issues, and he definitely has a lot of trouble engaging still. But I'd say that overall, it's miles better than where we were before.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not too much of a step up in fairness.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it's very interesting, the whole his, because of the difference in the boop system.
Mhm.
his punch has gotten a very large like buff.
Which is so weird, yeah.
Which I know we talked about it briefly in the chat, but like I just find very strange because, you know, of all the like mostly people complain about the fact that like he hits you so hard into the wall, right?
Yeah.
Or at least that's where my complaints do come in, and I think that's kind of the only complaint I've ever had about Doomfist. So it's just really odd that they buffed him in this sort of way, or they buffed just like boops in general this way. So
it wasn't necessarily a buff to him, right? Like it's not even noticeable. I don't think it's a slight speed increase. And again, this wasn't even noted. This was me noticing it by playing. But it's a slight increase on the speed at which you fly into surfaces. It's nothing compared to the effect that Lucio's boop has now, or like Briggs' whip shot. Like Briggs' whip shot literally sends you flying through space and time. It's like inverse Hog Hook 1.0. Like
oh my
like
god,
you're gone. Like you thought you were alive. You're gone. Like it's over. Bye. You're off the map. You're in the well. Come on.
I mean, the changes aren't for Doomfist in general. It's just for add consistency to the knockbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of a buff, like a little bit of speed, isn't a great deal. So I think it's fine.
Yeah,
Doomfist needs help. So
I just want my rollouts back because the 15 meters feels so unbelievably short. You just, oh my god, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's like good luck leveling a skyscraper with that. Enjoy yourself.
Exactly. You just it's like the well on Lijiang Garden, but now you don't sometimes go into it. You always go into it.
Oh jeez.
Do you know the whole like, you know, Symmetra and Reaper's like greatest weakness is railings?
Yeah.
Is Doomfist like his hills for Doomfist is the same for Symmetra and railing.
Yeah, like anything with like weird geometry or like a mildly large gap is just completely non-traversable for him.
That's not very fun.
No. Especially when you're supposed to be flying around punching things. But whatever. I digress.
Yeah. Shall I continue?
Yeah.
Or is that kind of... Okay, so here's actually a strange one. Hanzo Sonic Arrow. Detection radius increased from 7 to 9 meters.
To
be honest, I don't know why they did that, to be honest.
I don't really think it makes a terribly large difference. I think it's more of just like a, hey, it could be slightly larger, so let's make it slightly larger sort of thing.
I think it's because the last maps that are being made are a little bit more open. So
that's true.
I think they are trying to increase radius for those maps. It isn't like a huge buff. It's just like a little buff to add consistency to his arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And let him do his job in the open areas.
That's true. Good point, yeah.
Maybe. But, like, the point I then ask is that, like, you know, the developers have talked about, you know, trying to make maps important into your hero choice.
Yeah.
Again. So, you know, the point Diego just pointed out, you know, like, Hanzo doesn't really do well in places that are very wide. But
yeah, he's much more of a mid-range.
But, like, isn't that kind of the point? That, like, maybe you don't, like, say if you're in Paris, that's a pretty wide map. Maybe don't pick Hanzo, maybe pick someone else.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a bit weird. Do you know what I mean from that perspective?
It is a little weird, but, you know, I think it's mostly just sort of, as I said, I think it's more of a, hey, he could work, or he could have it slightly larger, let's just make it slightly larger. I think it's just kind of a quality of life thing than anything else.
It's like
maybe.
No, go ahead.
Oh, it's like a oomph, like a little bit of help. It's only that. I don't see a huge difference.
Yeah, I just thought it was a bit odd. I was like, oh, that's a bit random.
Yeah, no, it is random.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume that it was associated with the Widowmaker change, to be honest, because if you're going to change one see-through wall ability, do something to the other one, right?
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Maybe.
I like the change to the widow one anyway. It's good that it dies. It ends after she dies. Like that's like consistent.
Hush! You're jumping the gun.
Oh, yeah.
You're jumping the gun.
Yeah. Next.
Junkrat.
Oh jeez.
So frag. I already feel the wrath. Frag launcher. Impact damage increased from 40 to 50. Rip tire. Cost increased by 10%.
Oh, they reverted it.
Now this, I think, is a good idea. Because mathematically, Rip Tire actually doesn't do like any more damage. Or it doesn't charge like any faster. But just because of the added damage from the impact, it's the same. It's not like it doesn't actually feel that different.
No, it doesn't feel. It doesn't feel different. But I'm going to add a little bit. I was playing Orisa yesterday, and I saw a fuck ton of Junkrats. You can imagine what was going on. Like you just get a fucking flying Junkrat in the back, and I'm in plat right now, so your teammates are very stupid.
Yeah.
Rip.
So tell it like it is, Diego. Tell it like it is.
So
get off the fence. You're sitting on the fence. Get off of it.
So so he can actually just 3-shot you like now.
Yeah.
And then use his mind. Yeah, and he then just minds away, and you just die. Like that's how.
That's fantastic.
Ew. I don't like it.
That's fantastic.
Well, I think that, like, at least for Junkrat, it's important for him to be able to kill shit. And I like the idea of, like, reducing the size of the nades, to reduce the spam and to make him less obnoxious and awful to play against. But also, like, this change of, like, increasing his damage just slightly is probably really, really smart. Especially because, like, the tanks, like, again, like, Goats is a problem. Brig is a problem. Like, the only way to kill this, you can't kill it with nerfs. You have to kill it with adjustments in other places. And so I think that I like the philosophy behind these changes.
Yeah. I still do think he needs a slight increase to the projectile size, though, because they are so finicky. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's fine if they're small. You can increase the blast radius. That maybe wouldn't be that awful. But
maybe.
It's the direct impacts that give him the most of his damage now, which is good because it rewards skill, which matters. So that's nice. But also, like, the blast radius, I mean, like, it actually could legitimately be significantly larger. I don't think that would be too much of a problem. They could do, like, what they did to Pharah. Well, the opposite of what they did to Pharah, rather.
Yeah.
Well, not directly. I'm not saying increase his splash damage. I'm saying increase the area at which he would do less splash damage,
Yeah, just increase the overall area. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Personally, I have no like comments on Junkrat. I've never really played him nor like know anything about him, so that's why I've been a bit quiet on this one.
I play a decent amount of Junkrat, and this is actually kind of significant because he always just seems to like have just like too little damage to be doing what he should be doing, and this is a nice thing to have.
A great solution.
I think what I kind of don't understand is why his primary fire is so weak, but the 2 mines can like pretty much one-shot everyone. I just kind of.
Well, the mines.
I'll be honest. I still kind of don't get it.
The mines actually do less damage than the primary fire now.
Yeah, that's true. By 10.
Do they?
But
yeah.
Yeah, the primary fire does 130 total. That's why.
Does it?
Yeah, like the reason that his concussion mines feel so much more powerful is literally just because they knock back like the enemy a ton.
Ah.
Like that's the only thing that makes them feel so much more powerful, because the explosion is larger and it just sends everything flying in a million directions.
Oh. To be honest, like. Alright. Oops.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pharah's like concussion missile minus the missile part.
Okay, can you imagine that when Pharah was first released, her concussion mine instantly destroyed shields and barriers?
Oh yeah.
Yes!
I read this.
What
Oh my
What?
god!
No, I don't.
None of you played back then, yeah? Okay,
No, I remember it.
didn't. Oh, jeez. Screw that reality. I don't want to
I
live in
don't.
that.
Oh my god.
Christ.
Just for numbers here, concussion mine damage is between 24 to 120 damage.
Yep.
Each.
Yeah.
So. And the frag launcher is 130 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So shall we continue on?
Yes.
Oh yes. You're leading.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what you want to talk about.
Okay, so my boy, my baby precious boy, he's coming next, Lucio.
Oh,
The frog.
Okay, so there's a lot of changes. So amp it up. Speed boosts amplification reduced from 70% to 50. Crossfade. Speed boosts effect reduced from 30 to 20%. Sonic amplifier sound wave now counts towards defensive assist. Wall ride speed buff increased to 20 to 40. That's it.
He's going to be going so unbelievably fast now. Oh my god. If people thought that he was going light speed across the walls now, this man's just going to be going straight to plaid every time he touches a wall.
From bronze to plaid in one touch.
No, not plaid. Plaid.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Plaid.
Science words. Don't care for them very much.
It's not a science word! Have none of you seen Spaceballs? I am disappointed.
Oh, obviously not.
Children, stop now.
I just assumed that it was Okay,
we can fight about nerd stuff later.
Okay, no, but seriously, for the three listeners, let's make this very clear. My assumption that it was a nerd word or a science word is a very good conceptualization because I'm in the humanities. I don't know anything about anything. I live in a reality where I can write an autoethnography stating that my personal experience is something that can be treated as scientific fact. So I don't know anything. So maybe plaid is a secret. Patriarchal physics word that describes the maximum speed that anything can travel. Who knows?
I thought that Jazz would get it just because it's plaid. Everything in Ireland is plaid.
Listen, if you want to talk about plaid, the pattern, if you wear anything that has plaid on it ever, you have to really rethink your life. Come on.
It's sort of a hipster thing, isn't it?
No, you just don't do that. You come up like that. If I go on a date and you're wearing that, it's already over.
The flannel?
Sorry, girl.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Listen, I have.
I like the
10
flannel.
o'clock at night. I only no, it's nearly 11 o'clock at night. I have one brain cell, and I'm being roasted. I don't like this.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's quite late for you.
You wear plaid?
Anyway.
She's
Oh
Irish!
my God. I'm literally betrayed. I'm shook. I'm quaking.
Okay.
Oh my god. Next patch notes. Let's do it.
Okay. Moving on.
Lucio! Oh my lord!
Lucio too, Lucio.
So, this will be significant for goats, I think, because
Oh yeah,
they won't be as fast. But
Well, it's a huge difference.
yeah, but at the same time, the speed that he can now attain just by basically touching a wall is just unbelievable.
Listen, I said this when I heard about the changes that they were doing. I said, so long as I'm still a fast boy, I honestly don't give a shit about my teammates.
So you're literally just a Reddit Lucio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I own it. I'm proud of it.
God.
I don't care.
That's fair.
It was a smart change.
I will-
It was a very good decision.
It was a good change, yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say this. It feels really bad trying to move your team, though. I will say that. Moving
bad in
yourself
comparison,
is fine.
or
It's
just
perfect. It's really
bad?
good. It just kind of feels bad, to be honest. Just in general. Because you are just going so much slower, and it's come on. Okay, imagine if you're like with a Reinhardt, for example, and you're just trying to get him back to the team. It's like already he's going pretty slow, and it's like you're really saying like, come on, Grandpa, come on, just.
Oh God.
You really are helping the grandpa across the street. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
So in that way, it doesn't feel all that great. But like I said, so long as I'm a fast boy, I don't care. I don't care about anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like, to be honest, like it's a necessary evil, and I'm willing to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, it's fine. This is fine.
All right.
This is fine.
So
this is fine with the fire all around. Yeah.
It's fine. The tears strolling down my face. It's fine. I just have to relearn this hero for a 5th time. It's grand.
Oh God.
It's okay. Like, he's not getting reworked again. Don't worry. Like, that's done. Those days are done.
Oh please! I'm just so sick of my heroes being reworked constantly. I'm kind of like to the point where
can
I'm
you
like,
hand me some?
Yeah, exactly.
Give Astro
Hand
a little
over.
bit of it. Poor Bastion. Pepperoni.
God bless him. But okay, actually, here's another hero that's been kind of been left in the dust, but is slowly starting to rise. McCree.
Oh yeah.
Fan the hammer damage reduced from 55 to 50.
Probably for the best.
Oh yeah, Deadeye's basically like an insta kill button now, which is hilarious.
Deadeye kills everyone.
Deadeye actually does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. So the Finally Hammer change is good for tanks because you're getting less damage, but it doesn't change anything against 250 HP heroes.
Yeah, no difference. So
but the AI, the AI buff is like, yeah, let's fuck everyone in this with only one change right now. We fuck tanks, we fuck DPS, we fuck supports, we fuck shields.
Just like everything's dead.
You can destroy a fucking sim ult with 5 seconds of the ult.
Yeah, no joke. No joke. You can destroy a sim barrier.
That's fantastic. Oh my God.
Of course, you can't do it all the times. It's pretty niche with that. Yeah. Because you need 5 seconds.
Still, the possibility is pretty like intense.
Also,
Indeed.
like,
you know what I mean?
now, like, you can, like, kill an entire team behind a Reinhardt shield, can't you? Like,
okay, so damage per second increased from 275 to 550 after locking onto targets for 1.5 seconds. Holy shit!
It's quite the jump.
Oh my God! Like, if there's, like, just a few people behind Reinhardt's barrier, it's just gone.
So now it can do 2750 damage, right? Like, that's the total?
550 damage.
Yes.
After targets locked on
Times
for
6.
1.5 seconds.
So if you multiply 550... But wait, damage per second increased from 275 to... so it's saying that if you hold it for the whole time, every second per target will go up by 550.
Like 550, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's actually a lot better.
Yeah. I thought this was saying that like the second you get like even a little bit of lock on, you press the button, it's gonna do 550. I was like, okay.
No.
Absolutely not.
All right. Well, that's good at least.
Well,
to be honest,
but not quite.
I know Deadeye's kind of scary, but to be honest, like, one half of me is kind of like, you go McCree mains, you deserve it. You go treat yourself.
Totally.
Be a little OP for a while. You know what I mean? Because it's been like since season 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Basically when he could just Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Oh God, I remember those days.
Widowmaker with Fan the Hammer. Least we forget.
Literally, it was literally just like a rapid fire, just McCree. Like there was no difference between. Yeah, there was no difference in the damage at all, or the fall off, or anything. It was literally just...
Those were the days.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Only 90s kids will remember.
It was just unbelievable.
The horrors
so
of
yeah,
the past.
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen some videos. They have done the math because I don't know math. Okay, I'm good at math, but not with this game. So with some characters like tanks, for example, Winston in Primal Rage,
Mm-hmm.
you need one less second to lock onto him and kill him.
Yes.
So that's a huge difference
Yes.
to survive. Like
That's very true.
so, it's pretty significant against dive tanks. They have like 500 HP.
but
And
I mean, Diva can still stand in his face in Matrix, but
oh, yeah.
True.
yeah,
But
And if
also,
you
that's
have a
like less
decent
of a
shot,
problem, though.
if you
yeah, sort of, yeah.
You see, the thing is, I think it makes sense because in many ways, McCree is still like a shining beacon target. You know,
Yeah,
he does just kind of stand there. So if you have a good shot, or if you have a diva, or you have something that can block him, like he's pretty much done for. So he still has the exact same weaknesses. He just has incredible strength in certain comps.
yeah, that's
He's
true.
better
Yeah.
That makes
against
sense.
tanks, which is the thing we're going to notice a lot with this patch. Better
It's
against
a theme.
tanks.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So shall we move on, or
sure.
any
Yeah.
other? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So May, her
geez.
hypotherm. I'm not going to say that word because I'm going to just butcher it. So her blaster, primary fire.
Endothermic.
Thank you. Primary fire damage increased from 2.25 to 2.75, 45 to 55 damage per second.
That's actually
ice wall.
that's
Ice
pretty
wall
significant.
health reduced from 500 to 400.
Okay. This is
Okay.
a weird one. This came out of left field.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
too. This was kind of a weird change.
Like, it's kind of like the Hanzo one where it's kind of like, what? Like, I don't know what to say because it's just a bit weird and random, and I don't think she really needed it. But I mean, all right.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think I'm going to try to connect some changes. So, endothermic blaster is a beam type weapon.
yes,
And we had a general change to beam type weapons against armor.
that's true.
So I think that devs realized that she was doing very much less damage against armor, like tanks, that she's
Oh,
Oh,
supposed to counter.
That's true.
perfect sense.
So they
kind of like Sim, kind of like the
Yeah.
Sim buff. Oh,
Yeah, so they-
that makes sense.
so they buff the damage and reduce the ice wall health to add some counterplay, because I'm going to be honest, if your ice wall and your team is behind the ice wall, you can do anything. You really need a fuck ton of damage like Rohog and ult to destroy.
Yeah, the wall
Before.
just doesn't die.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I-
I've always considered the wall just kind of a trivial thing, but that's just
There's
me.
nothing trivial about the wall.
Oh God. But really, like the ice wall, whenever it goes up in my face, I'm just like, oh, that's inconvenient, and I just instantly delete it, like not even a second later. But
That's because you're a Bastion main. You suffer in many other ways to compensate for your one good trait in this instance.
yeah, exactly, pretty much. Pretty much.
oh my god.
It's the truth.
Yeah, if I'm honest, like the ice wall has never really bothered me. But like, look at my hero pool; most of them are like high mobility. So I mean, you know, I
Indeed.
think Orisa is the only outlier in the fact that like the ice wall would bother me. But I mean, that's
Well,
one hero. So
I mean, I'm going to be honest. You can survive with Fortify. I have survived to that, but
yeah,
sometimes you just get
exactly.
fucked.
I mean, I always thought it was kind of funny how they just added an ability that can just like basically prevent your teammates from moving or firing, which is hilarious, but yeah, it's not too big of a
She
deal.
was called Satan for a very long time for a reason.
That's true.
She still is Satan.
Oh jeez. Don't speak about my daddy like that.
Oh my god.
Anyway, swiftly moving on.
Yes.
From that, it was a graceful transition to Mora.
Oh.
Yeah, this is an interesting one.
Biotic Grasp. Yeah, Biotic Grasp. Heal over time. Duration increased from 3 to 4 seconds. Total healing increased from 50 to 65.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So,
like it makes her like slightly better at healing groups, but it also like basically addresses none of the actual reasons why she's bad.
Here's my thought. No, go on, Diego. You go first.
Okay. I think it's just like saying, okay, you can just spray a little bit and use your healing, so you can heal more. But I think this change isn't more important than the other ones from the general changes. I think that the changes to beam type weapons for her are more important, as well as the damage over time effects too, because her primary fire and coalescence do more damage against armor now, so she's
That's
more
true.
effective against break and tanks.
Yep.
Also, now your damage ignores armor, which is super useful against fucking Rowley, because literally.
Yeah.
Hammond, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a nicer buffs than this one. Like this isn't like super huge for her. It's just like saying, okay, you can top off your teammates a little bit with just potion.
Yeah. I mean,
healing.
It doesn't really solve any of the core issues she has, that literally just being that she can't heal through barriers, but, you know, I think it's something, which is nice, because I think Moira has, you know, kind of just been left with nothing for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just need to let her heal through barriers and that's it.
Yeah, I think if they did that, she'd be fine.
To be honest, like, I personally bounce between whether or not I want her to heal through barriers or not.
Why is
because for me personally, like, what I'm thinking about the problems of me playing Mora, I do come down to two things really, and it's not really that I can't heal through barriers, is that, like, to this day I still don't know properly who I'm healing, if that makes sense.
That's true,
because unlike other literally all of the other healer, like, support healers, and they're kind of like how they deal out healing is that they have a very clear, like, animation and a very clear, like, little dazzle, I suppose, to show that yes, this person is being healed, or you have healed this person. I mean, it's far more subtle.
Yeah.
And I think you're also dealing with a completely different dimension, and I feel like it's just a bit difficult to determine whether or not you're actually hitting someone. For me, anyway.
I think the problem is that there's an animation, there's an effect that you can see that you're getting healed by Moira.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it, but the problem is that it's so small in bodies
it's so subtle.
With tanks. I sometimes don't know if I'm healing the tank or not. So I think that's the only problem, because you don't know if you're whether trying to heal the tank or not. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the same complaint that I had for literally, like, years with Sombra, where hack isn't the problem. It's the fact that, like, even I can't tell if people are being hacked or not.
Yeah,
the animation is just so weak, which we will get to eventually.
Yes,
but,
we will.
I'm excited, but personally, I would suggest to like Blizzard to maybe update her healing like animation, or the like target healing animation first before really suggesting, okay, yeah, maybe barriers is a good idea or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, okay.
that's just me, though. That's just me. That's, take it with a grain of salt. That it's just one person's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about it.
All right. Moving
okay.
on then. We have the horse.
Horse!
We have the horse.
Faster horse!
Fast pony, fast pony, fast pony.
As I said to Diego, the horse is finally fast.
Oh.
Faster.
Hair.
The hero is fixed, guys. We're done. We don't have to ever complain about Orisa ever again. Like, she's finished. She's done. She's finally reached perfection.
Okay, well, I still believe personally that she should have 300 ammo, but like that's just me.
Yeah. I think that's something that I think, because originally she had 200, which is something I could get behind. I don't really know too much about Orisa, but whenever I do play her, I feel like the 150 can get a little restrictive just because of how long the reload animation is. But I think that's more of a thing that Diego can speak to than any of us.
Yeah, the thing is that the problem is that Orisa is someone that can put too much pressure at range. So it's almost like Bastion that you could bring her more ammo, but that will need to require another nerf because it can get too oppressive sometimes.
Oh jeez. Slow the reload down to the speed of Ashes.
Oh no, please.
Oh god!
Just every single bullet is a full reload. Oh my god.
Please, no.
The game would be over before you could fire again.
Okay. Well,
what is it? It's like 2.5 seconds, right? It's really not that slow, but it feels awful.
yeah,
It's 2 seconds, I think. Yeah.
I am already comfortable with it, so yeah.
Either way, that's not the talking point here.
Yeah, we are talking about how faster our horse is now.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how I played this hero before this buff. It's all memory is just gone. I need fast pony.
When I was trying her like earlier, I honestly like hardly could even tell that I was slowed down. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just...
I was playing. I already told that I was playing in comp.
Yeah.
Well, most of my matches I had a Lucio. So the 20%, the 30% minus the 20% that Lucius beating you is like you are walking normally and shooting at the same time.
That's funny.
So it feels super good because I literally could push by myself whole team with Halt and Fortify and my primary fire.
Oh my
so
God.
It was. I was like, this is heaven. I can do everything. I just need my. I just need a little bit of a buff on Fortify, and that's it. This commentary is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think people really understand how difficult, like, to people who don't play Orisa, I don't think they understand how much of a pain it was to try and move with your team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I totally understand that because, like, I literally can't move unless the rest of the team kind of allows me to. So
Exactly.
I can only imagine, like, being the forefront of that. Oh god.
You just start crying, like the single tear.
Yeah, exactly.
God, I wish that were me.
Oof. I'm actually hopping in game right now because I haven't played Orisa yet, so I want to see how. Oh
right.
damn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that feels pretty good. Oh jeez.
So yeah, also her shield dancing is pretty much buffed. So
Yeah,
you
that's
can
way better.
you can try to fight against Reapers and some tracers and click their heads for
Ooh,
heads.
this ult builds really fast.
Oh yeah, the ult build's really fast now.
Oh yeah,
Just because you can fire more.
Ago.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know if this is caused because of the knockback changes, but I feel, I don't know, that Halt is more consistent for some reason. I just feel
I've been noticing that myself as well.
Yeah,
it's like what? Halt actually works.
It's exactly. Like it's more fluid. Like I don't know.
I genuinely don't know, and I think I'm gonna leave it to to see how it goes. But like, I'm very surprised that like for some reason it feels a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
It actually feels like people are actually really sticking now, and like I can actually catch people.
Yeah.
But,
instead of the jump rat going Mach 2 through the air and just like completely ignoring anything.
Oh no, that was pretty easy for me to do, but the problem I had was with Doomfist and Hammond specifically.
Really?
I had a lot of Hammonds and Doomfist escaping my halt every fucking time.
Well, Rocket Punch is supposed to escape the halt. That's by design. But are you talking like about like the slam?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're just like, as in just his general movements of like, like uppercut or slam, like both would for some reason just not catch him.
Oh my god.
Indeed. Same with grapple of Hammond and sometimes Pile Driver.
So it sounds like it's like movement or ability based movement that it has trouble with.
Yeah. So now I feel that it's more consistent against those abilities, and I can catch them. I was playing against a Hammond that was pretty good at stalling the point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was finally able to hurt him out of it, and we could punish him. But before I couldn't do that. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it might be due to the whole general booping and like the booping change, and also just it might be just that. But I mean, I'm definitely going to be sitting on the sidelines and say we'll see, or like see how it goes. Because it could just easily be like a glitch, and then suddenly be like, Blizzard, oh no, she's actually functional now. We have to stop that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But anyway, moving on to Farah.
Yep.
Rocket launcher. Minimum explosion damage increased from 16.25 to 20.
Okay, so this is really confusing for a lot of people. Because on the PTR, if I recall correctly, they raised her damage to 140. And that, like, really scared a lot of people. So it seems that going live, they literally did nothing at all. All that they did was make it so that she does a bit more consistent minimum splash damage, which is, like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's a net nothing.
Okay. And of course, Farah, along with the other heroes, are also affected by the boops.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was super buff because now she can boop the D.Va out of her range, so she can survive D.Va more easily. Mm-hmm. So that's super good, in my opinion.
All right, so
I think, I kind of don't have that many thoughts about this, to be honest. It definitely doesn't hurt her. It definitely doesn't affect me all that much. But I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, it makes no difference to me because she always hits me directly, anyways. So.
I think it's a consistency and a quality of life change more than and I'm for that because consistency matters.
Yeah. It kind of seems like a lot of the changes that like seem random to us might be just
quality
we just
of
want
life.
to make this game a little
Yeah.
So I think moving on, I think the next one, Reaper.
Oh,
he had a really small change. The reaping healing received from dealing damage reduced from 50 to 40.
Oh,
so finally! It's still a lot, but definitely an improvement, to say the least.
I couldn't do anything against him when I was a Orisa. You can do anything. You try to shield dance. You couldn't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Reaper on camp, so let's fingers crossed that I can do something. Yeah.
Mm.
But I think
Concerned. I think that like 50% was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, if I'm honest, like I still hold this opinion even after all this time that like Reaper is actually very strong, but it's almost as if he has one broken leg, and you all know what that broken leg is.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. That's exactly it. If Shadow Step was good, he would be good.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Even with the 30% like lifesteal that he had before, if he didn't like have this ability that you basically can't use, he'd be great.
Yeah.
The thing is that like Reaper is actually in his prime right now, but the thing that's holding him back is the fact that like one of the two like cooldowns that he has or abilities that he has is really shit.
It's useless.
And it's just and it's just so. And I feel like, Blizzard are really sticking to their guns on this one, and I feel like this is not the hill that you should be dying on, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone at this stage will defend Shadow Step, unless I'm completely wrong. Unless I'm completely wrong, and there's like a secret cult, like Shadow Step's cult, that's going to come after me now, because I don't know.
It's just bad. It's bad.
But those are just my opinions again.
So
what are you guys thinking?
Well, I'm thinking.
Next one?
Yeah, I'm thinking next one. We have
because Reaper, like, that's all that it is. It's like now he's a little bit less stupid. He's a little bit less unbearable at low elo, and like, please, for the love of Satan, Shadow Step has got to go or change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm actually very confident that they might change it.
Mm.
Yeah.
If it wasn't in this, they might.
Well, they can't ignore it forever.
But anyway, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. But anyway,
Soldier.
Yes, we have.
He's next.
Yes.
Okay.
Daddy 76.
We have the gay dude bro. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So pulse rifle damage increased from 19 to 20. Sprint delay before you... Yeah, it's a huge difference. Delay before you can fire the weapon after using sprint reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.3 seconds. Tactical visor can target Riptire and Immortality Field.
Oh, thank God.
Oof.
Okay.
So actually pretty simple changes, but actually do make a difference.
These are
the 20 damage is unbelievably huge. Like,
Yes.
This is so good.
It's unbelievable how good this is.
Like, if you remember, he had this damage before, but he could only have 3 precise shots.
Yeah.
Right now, thanks to his spread changes in the past, he can now have 5 precise shots. So that means that you can actually headshot someone with your 5 precise shots and kill them.
Yeah, so because it does 200.
Rewarding skill.
Finally.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
I like these
buff
changes.
because of this. Yeah, absolutely. They are super good. So now he can combat against tanks that could dive him more, like Diva and Winston. And let's remember that armor was nerfed. So
yeah,
let's see how this goes.
It's going to be very interesting, especially with. I know this sounds really small, but like the fact that like the tactical visor attacks Riptire and Immortality Field, I feel like will definitely boost up his play if Baptiste does turn out to be very popular.
Yeah.
Because I won't lie, that Immortality Field is kind of hard to like hit. Maybe it's because like all the flashing lights, it just kind of disorientates me personally.
Yeah, honestly, it's like I look at the thing and I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel a bit ill staring at it for far too long. So.
Destroy it or you lose the team fight.
Exactly.
Well, okay, guys. I'm sorry, but I need to go. So have fun with the last policy changes.
Alright.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was a pleasure to
I
work
know.
with you.
Thank you.
See you later, man.
It was
Bye.
nice hearing from you.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So,
At least we got most of the heroes out of the way. I think all the heroes that he plays. So
he
think
also
so,
plays Torb and Brig. Those are the other two we're talking
Well, Brig
about.
didn't get any changes, so
I know, but this is going to be we're going to have a section at the end about Brig, so
oh jeez, Brigida.
oh crap.
Oh,
We didn't think this one through.
that was literally what I pitched for the topic.
Well, it's okay. I mean, this is why we only have like 85 viewers. So like we're good. We're fine. We could be disorganized.
Okay,
to all 8 of our listeners, we
Yes,
apologize.
We should have been better.
So maybe we'll talk about it next time if we can just get them in. But or
Yeah. We'll finish the patch notes today.
yeah, we'll finish patch notes.
I think we're almost up in time, aren't we?
Well, there's technically no time limit, but yeah, we got like 10 minutes or something, 15 maybe.
Ah, that's grand. We'll just feed through the patches and
Yeah.
So my girl, Sombra.
Yep.
Sombra.
Hack cooldown is reduced by half when hacking a health pack.
Oof.
Again, I don't think people understand how big this change
huge.
is. Kind of like the Orisa one. I don't think people understand how easier my life has become.
Yeah.
Because of the simple change.
Oh, it's so nice too. It's such a good quality of life change. This is the type of change that you need. Like, especially in this late in the game's life, like all changes need to be quality of life changes, or like you can't just do sweeping changes anymore. It's like not possible.
For me, as soon as Sombra lost the ability to gain ult charge through hacking health packs, so when people use them, instantly I just became so bored with I instantly stopped hacking health packs immediately because I just saw no point in it, because I kind of only used them. No one else would use them. I wouldn't gain anything from it.
And
but this change has really. Oh yeah, and you really need that hack. That's the most important part of your kit. So to have it finally, you gain a reward for hacking a health pack, but also you get that cooldown real quick. It's just so good.
It's good.
So good.
Well, it's everything she wants.
Yeah.
Now, I actually saw a recent video with Fitzy, who is possibly one of the best Sombra players.
Yes.
One of them. There's plenty, but he's up there.
He met the voice actress. He's the best.
Oh yeah, he's great. I absolutely love him. And I view him as a very big hero of mine personally. But he said something very interesting in that he thinks this is all kind of building to a possible nerf to how long the hack is.
I would be fine with that.
And to be honest, I would too. Coming from someone who plays Sombra, I'll be honest. I think the duration that people are hacked for is quite long.
As I've said, I think
what happened.
Yeah, I think.
Go on.
I think that if they reduce the duration, but they also reduce the cooldown a little bit, it would be great.
You see, I'm not a fan of reducing the cooldown personally, because I actually think there's a nice beat to it, but I wouldn't mind the hack, the hacked enemy. For it to not be 8 seconds or however long it is.
It's 6 seconds.
I wouldn't
on
mind.
Target.
6
yes,
seconds?
It's 6 seconds.
Alright.
Which is very long. I mean, if they want to nerf it and they reduce it to 5, okay, reasonable. Sure, fine. But you can't push it into starting at 4 seconds. The ability just becomes bad.
Yeah, you need to just reduce the cooldown.
Especially at that point, you're gonna be on cooldown for much longer than you are going to be efficient. Unless, of course, the goal is to try to shift her back into that utility hacking. Which I guess if that's the case, then sure.
Well, let's
Maybe.
see then.
I don't.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, I think with Sombra it's a waiting game, but right now she's very strong. Please start playing her. She's so much fun, and that's all I'm gonna say. So.
All right.
Oh, the next one, Symmetra.
Oh god, this one. When I saw it, I was just instantly laughing. Like, oh my god.
God will be this.
They've finally done it. It's only taken roughly 4 years, but she's finally able. You can pick her and not get shouted at.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I love
it's
it.
so good. It charges so quickly. Like.
You just run in there and just delete people. It's amazing.
Well, you don't.
You literally look at people.
You
look at people
tanks.
and.
Well, yeah, but still, just the speed is just unbelievable.
Oh, it feels great. Like, I'm so happy about this. Like, I was playing her the other day. Oh, actually, literally yesterday, and like it just felt so right. You know, like quickly. You know, like, back to full microwave.
Destroy everything. Oh my god.
People fucking backing away because they're like, shit, I'm not engaging into that. You know, like, the enemy team is playing 3-3.
Playing Symmetra is very much like a lawnmower. Like, you have that really satisfying noise, and people are screaming, and people are running away in fear, and like, it's exactly like that.
Okay.
I think mowing the lawn might be a little different for you than it is for other people.
I don't know what maybe culturally we have a different approach to what grass is, but if grass means young people and you're putting them through lawnmowers, then maybe that's right, but okay. Okay. The point is that
do you guys not have those like giant terrifying like lawnmowers?
Oh yeah.
In America, like the ones that you sit on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
oh yeah, dude,
the John Deeres.
Those are so spooky.
Yeah. They terrify me, straight up.
Okay, in that case, I empathize with you and I see what you mean. Yeah, Symmetra's scary. Everybody run from her or she's gonna cut you into pieces.
But, yeah, it's kind of like McCree. I'm kind of like, you go girl, BOP. Yeah, go, live your moment.
Exactly.
Well, not BOP, but like be usable and like have your niche and do it well. Like kind of like May, you know, like May does her own stuff super well.
Yep, exactly.
You mow those enemies with your terrifying lawnmower. Moving on.
Next we have the demigod himself.
Oh.
Torbjorn.
Torblord.
Ready to work.
Right.
What changes
You're
did you
making
get?
a chicken out of a feather.
Yep. Aardvark pays off.
Oh god.
So, Torbjorn, the most amazing change that will put him in a place where I don't think they need to touch him for at least a little while. Plus 50 armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knew?
Huge. Hanzo can't one-shot him anymore. Nice.
I mean,
who would have thought that like
it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. I'm curious to see how much of a difference this will make.
Well, for Torbjorn players, it's going to be huge. You're going to survive a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially now because I like the change because overall armor was hilariously nerfed.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of like casualties in the fire that we've already talked about. So Bastion, Torbjorn, and Orisa specifically.
Yeah.
Brig as well. Like people that they didn't like. I was more talking about like people they didn't mean
the collateral
to
damage.
nerf.
The collateral damage. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's the innocence in the fire.
Yeah. No. Like it's the only thing that I think they should do is I think that they should retain the 150 armor gain so that he goes up to 300. But I think that as it is now, I think it should be all right. But I'm just concerned about how relatively weak armor is now, especially with how they just added a shitload of things that just completely negate armor. So,
yes, but also like it's you're right, it's relative, but in the sense that no matter what happens, he is permanently 50 points tougher now.
yes,
And,
that's
like,
true.
That matters.
Yeah.
That's
Whether
true.
it's health or its armor, it matters. And the fact that its armor is good, because it means that some things are a little bit less strong against him that previously
Yes.
were very, very no bueno, such as a
Yes.
Roadhog load to the face.
Exactly.
Yes. He gets the thickness in the face.
But yeah, I'm glad Torbjorn's getting a bit of a redemption from the accidental nerf that he got
Yeah,
with
no.
the armor changes.
I think that the only, as I said, the only other things I think I'd change are, again, with the armor. The other thing I think I'd change is just with the turret. I think I'd slightly reduce the cooldown, and I think I would also make the turret health armor, but
You could only
Oh,
do
as
one
in,
of
like,
those
completely-
things.
Yeah.
You could only do one of those things.
really, why is that?
I can't, because like if you make the turret harder to take down and then easier to set up, then it's just going to be a little too annoying, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
For me personally.
I don't
It'll
notice.
be too prohibitive.
I barely ever noticed the turret, but okay.
Well, you're literally a turret, so you should know how it is.
Okay, but I don't always play Bastion. I mean, when I
Only-
play other things, I don't generally notice the turret too much. But yeah, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you don't notice the turret, but like sometimes, like listen, like Torbjorn doesn't need to be where his turret is. It's always sitting there dealing
Yeah.
30 DPS. Like that doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up. It's also not like if you do like the average damage calculations for most of the DPS heroes, like obviously like his turret's factored in his damage, but like it helps him go a little bit over the average just slightly at all ranges, and that's really good.
You're talking math, so already you've lost me.
You're a science-minded
Astro EX is not computing.
I'm a biologist.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, all right. Moving on.
Okay, so to Widowmaker,
Ah.
infrared sight reveals enemies' health bars, now cancels on death.
Thank
Yes.
God.
Good to both of those.
Oh, to be honest, like for the very longest time, I've been saying that she either A needs to see the health bars or B needs to see the turrets when the infrasight is on. Because to be honest,
Yeah.
infrasight is such a meh type of ult to
Yeah.
me personally.
Well, now it's more of an alt, and it's also more of an alt because it ends when she dies. So, like,
Yes.
now, like, you give that
Yeah.
recon, it's really good recon, it's good information. It's not stupid like seeing alt charge, which only one person does. So, that's good.
Hmm.
One argument that I had heard when I was saying that like this is a really good change was like, oh, but like it dies, it now cancels when you die, and to which I said, well, to be honest, you were really the only one getting use out of infrasight. It's not really for other people; it's specifically for you, which is
Yeah.
a weird thing for an ult, but that's just how it works.
With the
So
with the-
if you died while it was going on, that thing was being wasted anyway. So
I mean, with the exception of Bastion, just because like if there's something around the corner, I can't react to it to move. But in most cases, yeah, it's basically just for Widowmaker.
And, like,
Yeah.
seeing the health bars is so good.
Yeah, it is.
oh, it's so good. Mwah, chef kiss. I love it. It's
It'll
made
give
my
you,
life
um,
a lot easier.
The advantage in the Widow duel.
Yes.
Well,
Mm.
even more of an advantage.
yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? Actually, knowing how low your enemy is does actually like help you
helps
with
a ton.
the psyche.
Because you have to charge.
Yeah, it does. You can like really judge the charges. Like, okay, this person is only at X health. Do I do the full charge? Do I do half charge? Do I do
Yeah.
the first stage? And you judge it from there. So I like it personally.
All right, so onto the hamster.
Wrecking
yes.
Ball. Adaptive shields no longer cancels roll mode.
Oh my God, this is so fantastic. Oh, it's amazing. You have no
That was probably
idea
his
how
biggest limiting
frustrating it was to not be able to like activate this just while you're like rolling around. Oh,
The hamster rises.
yeah. Oh,
Finally.
God.
This is a really good change to him, and it falls in line with everything else, which is either hurt tanks, hurt 3-3, or make you feel more consistent.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the very end I'll get into my only concern with like hurting tanks as a whole, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah. I like this change as well. I think it just means like it just saves you time, and also like you can get yourself into a better situation now. When you are, because like think about it, when you pressing adaptive shields is typically because you are very low in health and you were surrounded by people and you want to get out of there alive. So I feel like this buff helps that.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, good stuff. I like it.
Good stuff.
A very good patch. I'm super happy with Blizzard. Unfortunately, I think it's maybe too late, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll talk about that a little later. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's I think how many left?
There's two.
Only two more.
Yeah.
Zarya, particle cannon, alternative fire, explosion radius changed to 2 meters, regardless of energy level.
Now, this is a change specifically for the pros.
Yes, I'd say that's right.
It's exactly the same as when they reduced Zenyatta's secondary fire rate. It was specifically because of the pros. And you saw how quickly they can farm Grav with the secondary fire. They should bring the secondary more in line, and also without hurting it too much, and also keeping her still relevant in the ladder. So that's good.
Yes, I think that's right.
Yeah, I like it as well, because it doesn't really change too much for us, but it does make a difference in terms of
the pros.
People, the pros, yeah. And another great example of this is Zenyatta.
Yep.
Let's see here. Damage increased from 460 to 480. Orb of Discord effect reduced from 30% to 25%.
So just to quickly clarify, this 2 damage increase from 46 to 48 is perfect because it puts more stress on you as the aimer and the Zenyatta, to be able to hit your shots and make them count, and less emphasis on your team. Now it's only like a 16.6. It's like a 6th or something, but it's still something because Discord Orb was a really important component of GOATs, and it going away means, well, not going away, but being slightly reduced means that there's more emphasis on the Zenyatta and less on all the fat bodies jumping on one target.
You're less reliant on the lobotomized chimpanzees that you get matchmaking with. So
yes, which is very, very good for ladder. And I mean, also, like, don't forget that this is not a nerf to Zenyatta at all, because all this means is that, like,
it's all about you, Zen.
Yes, it's all about you.
Yeah. It changes those around you, not you specifically.
And it actually also helps to make him more independent, which is nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all the changes.
I think the last thing we just had was just like the very minor things, and then we just have the armor things, like how just like damage over time at all is.
Oh now, yeah. The quality of the strictly quality of life.
Yeah, it
changes.
now like ignores armor. Which is important, but yeah. So
overall, I really like this patch as well.
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think that if they can start focusing now on making sure that heroes don't just kind of fade in and out so much, I think we would be in at least a bearable spot, but we'll see.
Exciting times ahead. Hopefully Overwatch will do the right thing and turn for the better.
Yes, we can hope.
Yeah. Actually, Zeke, you actually brought up something very interesting that I do want to ask you about. That you said that did this come too late? I just kind of want to question you on that. Is that what do you mean by that? As in kind of we're all kind of sick of it, or?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I saw that Cliff Terios did a video about this, and I didn't watch it, but I think that just I would assume that maybe there's a point to be made there. Like, Overwatch is.
I actually did watch it.
Oh, you did? Okay,
that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you about it, because I was like, oh, that's two people that I've heard say the exact same thing. So that's kind of why I wanted to ask you about it. But essentially, in his video, he said that like it's almost like an abusive relationship, in that like we are all happy for like a few weeks, and then Blizzard does something, and then we're back to not being happy and being back to frustrated.
Yeah, I'd say it's right, but I think you would have to describe it as like just kind of the constant like up and down. Like it's not a great up and down, but it's at least somewhat of an up and down. And I think, yeah, I think that there's definitely the potential to make things a lot better here. I think Overwatch is a core game is excellent. I think it really has the capability to just kind of rise to the top again. But we'll see. It's gonna be about if Blizzard can listen to their community and not have their head up their ass and not.
Well, we'll really see about that right quick. Yeah. We will know right away if that's the case, because this is going into stage 2 of the Overwatch League, and if we still see goats everywhere, their response to that is going to see everything. Like, it depends on how hard they pulled the trigger and all of that. But I think that we've done a pretty good job of discussing this today. It's unfortunate that our friend dropped out, but
yeah, I mean, I think. Yeah. Well, are we going to talk about the new hero or what?
Well,
Baptiste.
Baptiste is an interesting addition. Like, I don't think that we're not really in a position to speak about him, because as far as his utility goes, like, I argued with Jazz that he probably won't fill a main healer role because he synergizes so well with the other 3/4 of a main healer, Mercy, and they kind of fill in each other's gaps. But
so maybe we should address him next week after we all get some more time in.
Yes, we all need to play him for at least an hour and a half before we say anything.
All right, sounds good.
The only like reasonable like complaint I can make right now about Baptiste, or like any educated guess, is he and Mercy will do really well together. I feel both perfectly balance each other's weaknesses and strengths, so pretty much good there. And I would say possibly the first nerf that he'll get is maybe to the HP of his little like immortality field bot.
We're already talking about how this man's gonna get gutted in a month's time. There you go.
Oh my god, I've already seen reworks. What are you talking about? I
saw that. I was like, wait, what?
Literally day one, hold your tits. Like, calm down. Like, sit down, girl. Like, back up. Have a pinkety drinkety and relax. Like, slow it. Cool it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, the last thing I wanted to talk about was, or the second to last thing I wanted to talk about was how my only concern overall now is that I think they might, like, unintentionally make armor too weak and tanks too weak. But I think that's something we're just going to have to see how it plays out. Because,
for sure.
Because tanks themselves, like, because the issue is, like, tanks themselves and healers themselves are not that great right now, but when you put them together, you get goats. So it's just like, this is a really difficult thing to navigate, because by themselves they're not great, but together they're insane.
The thing is that, like, it's the disparity of what we are playing and what the pros are playing, unfortunately.
Yes, it is.
And I think that's like all Blizzard can really do at this stage is just do their best. And quite honestly, I think this is the best that they can do in terms of making sure put goats in its place of like, you can use it, but like,
exactly,
it's not like continuous.
We don't want to, as I always say, you don't want to kill comps. You want to balance them, because this is what happened with Dive, right? Where Dive just it didn't become balanced, it became obsolete, and you don't want to do that. You just want to make it so that things can coexist. But we'll see how this works out. Yeah,
it's a bit too early to really say that, like, like tanks are dead, but I have noticed something very worrying in all of my games is that like no one just wants to play tanks now.
That's been
Absolutely
the case for ages. Yeah.
I know, but like
Forever.
it's like especially this patch,
Yeah.
it feels like no one wants to. Like I don't even want to.
I gotcha.
And like, and that's kind of understandable because it's kind of really difficult. But
It is, yeah.
but yeah, it's kind of
The last thing we're gonna just quickly go over is the patch notes contest. So
yes.
yeah, Zavi's hosting it. All you need to do is make up like some patch notes of your own for the game that you think will make it better in really any way. It can literally be about anything in the game. And then you just put it in a document and you just direct message it to Zavi on Twitter, and she'll announce the winner on the 9th of April. There'll be a video on it, forum posts, so on and so forth. And I am going to be, or I have been, accepting submissions on my Discord channel as well.
Yeah, hop in, everybody. Link down below in the description.
Yeah.
Plug.
Exactly.
Remember to plug.
And
Come argue Overwatch and politics.
oh yeah, exactly. It's a shit show.
Plug to all 8 of our viewers.
No, like, so here's the thing, right? Maybe you guys didn't notice, and I wouldn't blame you, but I think, let me see. Yeah, we're at exactly 99 subscribers.
Hooray!
So, there you go.
Hey!
There's people listening.
Some people seem to care about you. That's very good.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, in one subscriber, you get a vanity URL, so you can finally change that damn horrendous generic
Yeah, I know.
3489 QSPTLWS.
The gross thing. Yeah, the gross thing.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure, and I guess
has.
we'll see. We'll see y'all next week maybe next week for Big Brain Boogaloo episode 4. Brig gets thrown out the front door.
All right. I'm gonna save that. But yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back. Hopefully we can get Diego on again for that. But until next time, Godspeed to you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.